Well, how you guys doing, okay? Woo! All right, so good to be with you, and for such a worthy cause. Most of us, all of us have been involved in compassion for quite a while, and I want to tell you just briefly about a trip we took last year. Oh, it was just about a year ago. Steve Camp and myself and Rob Frazier went over to Mexico City, and I hadn't been over to any third world country. I have been just basically an American kid. And I got to go to Mexico and see firsthand some of the poverty that existed. And once I did, it gave me a whole new perspective on why we do what we do. The first night we were there, we saw a little girl, maybe 5 or 6 years old, asleep on a sidewalk, leaning up against the building. And she was dressed horribly. She looked sick. She was sound asleep, and nobody was around. I mean, this kid was all by herself. So you can imagine your little brothers or sisters or neighbors being like in downtown Chicago, all alone. But what got me was not so much that here I was, face to face with poverty and with a kid that was hurting, but she had her hand stuck out from under her shawl, waiting for a handout. And what really killed me is that this kid couldn't even get a few minutes of peace while she slept for a few hours. I mean, 24 hours of her day was involved in getting money so she could eat, surviving. Maybe she has family somewhere and she has to bring that money to them. I don't know. But I'll tell you something, it broke my heart to see it. But in contrast to that, the next day, we saw kids that were well taken care of by people like you guys. They were eating, they were reciting Bible verses, learning about Jesus, going to school, getting the medical attention they need. They were taken care of because some of God's people love Jesus enough to put his commandments into action, into their own lives. And they have been blessing people. And praise the Lord. And guys, we're here to have a good time, but don't make any mistake about it. The real reason we're here is so that we can get some names tonight, and so that we can get some people to sign up to give and help these kids. This is a song that talks about believing.